Hey everybody, welcome to Backyard Garage. On today's episode, we are going to be working here on my snowblower. It's not running right. I'm going to show you how to clean the carburetor, and then I am going to show you how to replace the auger belt. So let's jump right in. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is you need to remove the carburetor and the cover and everything. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start pulling these levers off here because they need to be out of the way. So just use a pair of pliers and pry them off. Take the safety off, and then this one as well. There we go. Next thing you're going to do is there's two Phillips bolts you're going to need to remove. One right here. Let me get a better angle here. Okay, so there's two right here. And then up top here is a bolt. I believe it's 5/16. Yep, there's a 5/16 bolt on the top right here that needs to come off as well. And then that can sit out of the way. The next thing that we got to do is I drain the gas out of here. There's probably a little bit in lines, but you got to take off the fuel line. So I got you at a better angle here. I just went ahead and pulled this fuel line off. I emptied the gas tank first, like I said. Then the next thing you need to do is there's two bolts you got to remove. There's one here, or two nuts. One here and one over here. I believe they're 7/16. Yep. So you're just going to remove these two 7/16 inch nuts, and the carburetor assembly should just slide right off. Okay, so now that the carburetor is off the snowblower here, the first thing you want to do is there's this float bowl here. It's a 13 millimeter down here, or a 1/2 inch. You're just going to take that out, loosen it up, take it off, put it into a cleaner, and then there's also a gasket on here that you're going to want to take that off as well. So I'll work on getting that off here in a minute. And then usually these are seized on, so just tap it. There you go. And this, what's called a float bowl, that'll come off. And then you'll see another gasket that goes around here. You'll take that gasket off. Generally, you would replace these. I don't have the replacement, so I'm just going to reuse them. I'll clean it off and reuse it. And then right here is what's called your float. You're going to want this here. So what you're going to do with this is you'll see this black tab here that slides in and out. You're just going to take a pair of pliers, grab it, and pull it out like that. And then this whole thing is going to come out. And that's what you're going to see right here. It's called a needle. And that's what seals off your fuel flow. It regulates your fuel flow. We'll put that in my cleaning basket. And then that's pretty much it here. The rest of this can go into my cleaner. You could take this apart here, take these 2 screws out. However, I'm not going to do that. I really don't see any need, as this is pretty clean and it doesn't really need to be cleaned too much. So I'm just going to keep it as it is, and then I'm just going to throw it into my carburetor cleaner, which is set up over here, right here. Just a good old Amazon find. It's an ultrasonic cleaner. And you just take your parts, put them in. I set this aside. It looks like it's really hot. It's honestly, it's not that hot. It's just super cold out in my garage right now. And that's what I'm doing is I'm gonna set the time on here for about, I don't know, we'll see, maybe half an hour or so, 15, 20 minutes. We'll set it for a half an hour, and then we'll push start and let it go, which... So here's what I'm gonna do next. There's actually 2 bolts that need to be removed on this plastic shroud. There's one here. It's a 3/8 inch bolt. So just remove this one here. And then on the opposite side, right under this collar, this plate here, there's another bolt here. So just take these both out, and this plastic shroud should pop off. There we go. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna have to do here is there's a 3/8 inch bolt right here, which goes to a pulley, and I'm gonna have to remove that. And then this whole assembly here, it slides off like that. The next thing that we gotta do here is we actually gotta loosen up this bolt on this pulley here, and get it loose enough so you can slide the cable around, because you can see there's a guide here. So I gotta get that removed off of here so I can get the cable back on and through it. So give me a sec, let me get that off and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got that pulley loosened up. It's over on my workbench. So this next part that I'm gonna do is gonna be kind of hard to see, and it's really hard to get a camera angle here with just me. But there's a piece down there because this cable broke, and it's actually hooked on to this pulley right here. It's down here. So we just got to get this removed. And this is actually one of the harder parts of this project, is getting this pulley removed. So you're just gonna keep working it until you can get it off. Then there we go. So you see I got it out. And then you'll just put the other one on the same orientation. So let me get this hooked on. There we go. And then now that that's hooked on there, we're gonna jump over on the other side and get that pulley back on. So let me set you up over here. Okay, so we got the pulley right here. That's gonna go down in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this around like that. We're just gonna put it on like right there. And then we gotta tighten this up. And I hope this is picking it up on the camera. And then there we go. So the cable is running through there. So now is what I gotta do is I just gotta get that bolted back on. So I'll be right back. So the next thing that I gotta do here, and actually this would have been the first thing that you would have done. This cable snapped, so that's why I'm replacing it. But you would want to get this removed from here, and it just goes into the handle like that, and then it just slips around, and then that's what's gonna allow you to give it to pivot and work good. So I'm gonna remove that, and then down below, right down here, let me show you. Okay, so down here, there's another pulley. This whole bracket's got to come off because you got to take that pulley off to get this this new cable here to go through it. So I'm just going to take the 2 bolts that are holding this on. I'm going to take them off, and then I'm going to take the pulley on the end here, take that bolt on the end out, and then just put the cable through, and then put it back on. So give me just a sec. I'm just going to do that. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have as you can see here, I got the cable going through there. I'm gonna leave that loose, and then let me take you up top here, because you're gonna wanna keep it loose. And what you're gonna do is, bear with me for just a second here, while I get you set up. So you got that cable going down, and it's coming up to here. So what you're gonna do is you're actually gonna pull on this cable, while that pulley down there is loose. And you're just going to take this, you're going to slide it in this hole, and just work it in like that, and then you're good to go. And then that is pretty much done. So the final adjustment that we kind of got to make here is, as you can see, there's a ton of slack in this. So what you're gonna do is this pulley right here, you're gonna push it down. So this is tight, and you could use the other one as a reference. So it's just tight, but not like super tight. Where it's taut, got some, and just tighten these bolts down here on the bottom up. There we go. And then I got to tighten the other one down there, but that's it. And then this is pretty much set. So what happens is when you squeeze the handle here, it pulls on this pulley here, which tightens it. And that's what makes your auger and everything go into gear. Okay, so I have the carburetor all clean and ready to put back together. First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take this needle here, and it slides in onto this piece right here, which is the float, just like that, and it just hangs there. And then you're gonna take your carburetor and you're gonna put it down back where this belongs. And if you're afraid of doing this, just take pictures of everything that you do. Then you're gonna take the pin right here, you're gonna slide the pin back in. There you go, and get it centered like that. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this old gasket that I had, I'm gonna put it back on. Like that. Make sure it seats all the way around and nice and tight. Just like that. And make sure it's on all the way around. Then you're gonna take this, put it on, and get this nice and centered. And then just screw this back in here. you can just take this and tighten it back up. And just snug it down. Make sure it's tight, but you don't want to go like super, super tight, but just tight. And then there you go. There's your carburetor. It's rebuilt. I took it out of the chemicals, rinsed it out with water, and just blew through all these passages. There's little passages in here that you clean, but just blow everything out with compressed air, and it should be clean and good to go. So now the next thing that we're gonna do is we're just gonna go put it back on to the snowblower. It's just the opposite of how we took it off. So let me get it on. Alrighty, and as you see, I got everything all put back together. I got it all topped off with fuel and everything. So let me get you set up on the tripod. I'll push it out and we'll start her up and see what happens. Alrighty, well, I would say that this fix is successful. The snowblower here, it is working well. So it runs like it should, and I can't complain. So if you have any questions or comments, if you could drop them down below, that'd be great. And we'll catch y'all next time. Peace.